Hey, everybody. Good morning. How are you? I hope you're doing well. It is time for Be Encouraged here this morning on the old famous, fantastic MoreJoy Media. Be encouraged, ladies and gentlemen. Be encouraged. Hello, Matthew Height. I'm glad you've joined us. Tora, good morning to you. Tora is a staple, ladies and gentlemen. A staple. He is always here. He's always watching. He's always listening. We appreciate him more than you can ever I could ever say. So this morning we hoping to have a special guest today, and I won't say who because if for some reason he can't join me. I don't want anybody thinking poorly about him because he's a superstar. M.O.G. He is an M.O.G. and we're excited about how great everything is. I want to know real quick from anybody who's out there. Does anybody know what happened yesterday? Anyone? Anyone? I think Tura knows what happened yesterday. Yesterday, we inaugurated a brand new president, number 46. That's what they call him, just number 46. You don't give him a name. No, Joe Biden, ladies and gentlemen. Joseph R. Biden is the new president of our United States, and I just can't wait for. I hope will be a great transition and a whole great beginnings, new beginnings, and that does not. That's because he's the president, folks. I give him my honor and respect because he's the president of the United States. Same with Kamala Harris. She's a vice president. That's exciting. A woman of color, the first woman of color is vice president of the United States. That's exciting, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it really is for our country. No matter what your politics are, whether you are excited about the Democrats being in the president's office in the White House or not, the fact is he is the president of the United States. So let's rally behind him. Let's give him as much support as we can. And you know what? If you don't like what you like, he said, I think in his speech, someone said, he said that, if you don't like what I'm doing, guess what? 4 years, you can vote me out and bring in somebody else. So let me see. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you to guys to this guy. He's been doing a lot of stuff around the world. I'm sure he's traveled all over the place. And where's the picture? Here's his picture. Let me put it up for you. There he is. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. The Buzz magazine, he was voted the 2020 best celebrity security. This is exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, without even further ado, let me invite you to meet one of the M.O.Gs that's always on Be Encouraged. This guy is Bubba Almoni. And do I say it right there, Bubba?
Yes.
It's Almoni, not Almoni, or just
Yes.
Almoni.
Yes.
How are
Yes. You
you?
got it. I'm great, and I really appreciate the introduction, and for the privilege and honor to come on your podcast, your show,
Sure, man.
and I really appreciate it. So thank you so much.
Well, I know you've been following what we do here at More Joy Media. I appreciate that more than you know. I know from listening and watching some of your posts and stuff that you are a man of God, and I think that's exciting. That's one of the
Yes.
things we like to have on Be Encouraged is our M.O.Gs. So, it's great to have you on, man. And, I got to say, I've got a couple things we can talk about coming up for you. You're really entrenched in a lot of special operations, I might say, I guess.
Yes. Yes.
Um, Now, one of the things that you're doing right now is you're the chairman of Bodyguards Against Bullying.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that, Bubba. That sounds
So
exciting.
yes, sir. And so about Bodyguards Against Bullying, we're a global personal safety and anti-bullying organization. We're founded by elite international A-list bodyguard Mason Haynes, who's notoriously known for protecting some of the most famous families in the world, from the Kardashians to the Jenners, Jay-Z, Nicki Minaj, Elton John, um, the list goes on and on with who
Mm,
he's protected, Prince, and so
nice.
it's just a big honor to be a part of this mission and organization with somebody like himself. And most importantly, he's a great person and great leader. And what we do is we have ambassadors across the road in different countries, and we stand against bullying, harassment, persecution, and abuse in all its forms. And a lot of people mistake bullying for just two kids on the playground calling each other names, but bullying is so much deeper
Yeah,
than that. Bullying can happen in relationships. It can happen in friendships. It could happen in family. It could happen in your workplace. Bullying can happen anywhere, any place, anytime. And we're just using our critical soft skills as protectors, as bodyguards, as leaders in our craft to use our voice, platforms, and positive influence to promote positivity and promote this positive change. And hopefully one day, bullying will no longer exist, and we have a long-term goal to be the strongest and most impactful organization of our kind.
that's very awesome. Do you guys do speaking stuff in like
Yes.
schools and in businesses?
Yes, sir.
Because,
Absolutely.
like you just said, the bullying comes in every shape, form. I mean, I know. Okay, so Bubba, I don't know if you know this about me. I worked for Fairfax County Public Schools as a safety and security person, and I love the kids. I love working with the kids, but my job is to protect them
Right.
as well as the teachers, as well as the property. And we always patrol and stuff like that. But one of the big things that people don't realize, and I guess we really don't do, I'm kind of on the side which you're on, as far as being, first of all, being an MOG. I want to be what he wants me to be, and I want to do what he wants me to do. But I'll tell you, there's a lot of bullying in the school system, not just the kids.
Right.
I've found at times, and this is my wife's a teacher, okay? So I'm not saying anything bad about teachers at all, but there have been teachers, and I can understand why they get fed up, but you have to know how to take a deep breath, back up, and not jump down someone's throat, because I've seen teachers bully kids,
Right. Right.
and I've seen kids bully teachers. Don't get me wrong, but uh, the one with when you have something where you're in the position of authority and you're using that authority to bully, that's a whole nother aspect.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So do you guys do, you go around and you talk about bullying in the school
Yes.
systems, and so I thought that's exciting. How often do you do that?
As often as we can. During COVID, I've had the opportunity and privilege to do it. Numerous times, whether it be youth and family academies or schools or sports teams. We even went as far as to the extreme of donating professional bodyguard services to people who have seen habitual or consistent bullying or serious bullying. Just to, not to serve as a source of intimidation or anything like that to their aggressors, but for the person that is the victim to be
Right.
that positive leader, positive influence in their life, and give them words of encouragement, and just to remind them, like, there are people that care about your safety, your peace of mind, and things of that nature. So, just give them that once in a lifetime experience of what it feels to be
Safe.
the safest you could be. Right.
Right, exactly. And there's something to be said for that. People who have spent their entire lives not feeling safe,
Right.
and they have an opportunity to really, oh my God, I'm protected,
Right.
a lot of us, speaking from the spiritual sense, I'm protected. I know I'm protected. I know you probably feel the same way, Bubba.
Right.
Uh, that you know we are protected. We have a guy who is the authority over all things, who
Absolutely.
protects us. So that's what I think puts us in a position to really be, uh, good. You're good at what you do because you're not really afraid. I mean, you
Right.
have to be very cautious, obviously, and you have to be on your game to protect those who you're protecting. But I've never been in my life worried about protecting myself. I mean, that's not true. I do want to protect myself, but I'm not worried about bad things happening to me.
Right.
I am worried about bad things happening to my family, my friends, my kids, all those things. And I'm going to stand and be ready if something like that happens. But are you married, Bubba?
No, no, I'm not. I'm single.
No,
Yeah.
single guy, huh? Well,
Yeah.
girls. Um, so let me ask you another question about. Let's talk about a little bit nuts and bolts. I want to get to one of the big events that you're in charge of coming up pretty soon. We'll let
Yes,
everybody
sir.
think about that for a second.
Yes.
But I want to talk about, because I work in protection and stuff like that, kind of on the low level from where you guys are. But let's talk a little bit. I want to talk a little bit about nuts and bolts, about what you do, if you don't mind.
Yes, absolutely.
So where do you guys? So you have to know what the laws are in every place you go,
Right.
as
Yeah.
to whether you can put hands on somebody, whether you can't put hands on somebody, what they're allowed, where they're allowed to be and stand, and as far as all that's concerned, um, how difficult is that in
Right.
your profession?
It it's it's never ending. It's always constantly changing, excuse me. You have to really evolve in your training. You have to evolve every day as a person, every day in your faith, every day in your training. Your knowledge has to be immense. That's one thing in this field, in the private security sector, the close personal protection, executive protection field. You have to be extremely knowledgeable. You have to every day have the obsession for greatness, the obsession to learn more. Like you said, states are going to be different. Whether you can open carry, you can conceal, whether you can, how much magazines of ammunition you can have on you, to rules of engagement, just different things of that nature. And, so it's, you have to constantly be learning and, staying up to par on things, and understanding the reciprocity, and just
Mm.
constantly doing your due diligence. And, absolutely. So yes.
So reciprocity, what you mean is that, does Tennessee accept a carry permit from Kentucky? Right?
Correct.
You're
Correct.
talking about like that. So if they don't, how many carry permits do you have to
So,
carry with you?
so we there's actually, a lot of my guys are either active or retired law enforcement. So
Oh,
they're
that's nice.
they're
Yeah,
actually backed by LEOSO. So that's the Law Enforcement Officer Safety Act, which entitles them to carry in 50 states and the U.S. territories. So for any reason and any time. So that's something definitely great to have. And so for instance, like you said, where you get into that dilemma of, hey, we need somebody that's armed. This person's high risk, high profile, or maybe you reach out to a contractor or a company out there, and you find a way to uh, create a mutual bond, and
Mhm.
take on the detail or the account or whatever it may be at task.
Yeah. I, as far as I don't carry, and I'm not. It's too expensive. Guns cost too damn much money for
Right.
me, as far as I said. Unless the boss is providing something like that, then I'm not looking to put my money into that. But I don't carry it. It's in my car, and I definitely never carry any kind of a weapon in school. But I have a collapsible baton that I think would be my go-to in almost any situation. And I'm guessing, because you don't want to pull your weapon if you
Right.
can
No.
completely, if you can absolutely keep from doing that. Do you guys carry tasers too?
Yes, we have guys that carry tasers. Pretty much the full equipment that law enforcement would have. As you stated, your batons, your sprays, different things of that nature.
Right, right. No, and it's because I have a sanctity of life thought process, but if it's between my kids or who I'm protecting, then that's what I've got to do. If that's what force has a certain levels of force, then I'm all over that. But I got to say that I would just much rather, and I would love to see our police department. People talk about police and deadly force, and and obviously that's an aspect that has to be addressed and seen. But
Right.
there's so many nowadays non-lethal ways to protect people and to put someone down that we just need to examine that more as
Oh,
far
absolutely.
as in your line of work, in the police department's line of work. We need to think more along the lines of what can we do that's less lethal than and without and still subdue somebody,
Right.
so that if they're trying to be violent and whatever against our protectee, then we can, put them on the ground and take care of it without having to take a life,
Absolutely.
Uh,
And this is the way I kind of look at it. Like, so many people nowadays they rely on that firearm, they rely on their spray, they rely on their cuffs, they rely on their baton. But guns can backfire, guns can misfire. Guns can jam. When you spray somebody, you could get the back wind of a spray.
oh
Um,
yeah,
you could go to strike somebody with your baton and they could rip it off you, or you could lose grip. So we so often rely on this equipment or this technology, but myself, I rely on this absolutely.
hmm
My heart, I rely on those things. My mouth, talking to somebody, listening to somebody,
yeah,
learning how to de-escalate, truly to de-escalate a situation. If
yeah.
somebody's at a 10, you can't come at a 10 as well and think the situation is going to be,
It's just gonna blow up.
rainbows and butterflies.
Right, right. No, and that's where I think that I've always been able to, because people don't. Okay, so I'm a big dude, and I've always been, and people in my life I've been very lucky because people don't try me so much,
Right.
But then there's the people who just have to try you. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know why, but they just decide I gotta, I'm this big boy. I'm gonna do something to this guy, that kind of thing, and who do you think you are? I'm sure you've gotten that little line
Oh
before.
yes.
Oh, all dressed nice and everything. You think you could take me? That kind of crap. And it's like,
Right. Right.
sir, I don't know if I can take you. Let's not go there. That's the
Right.
kind of thing where in the back of your head you go, yes, I can definitely take you, pal.
Right.
But you don't say that to them, because that just like you said, that just escalates the whole problem. You just and I agree with you 100%. And I have also, luckily, my pipes, and I got a good authoritative voice, which I know you guys train to make sure that when you speak to somebody, it's in with authority,
Right.
and that's why I've had kids, fighting, and I just walk in and put my own natural bullhorn out there, and they just go whoa, and it startles them,
Yeah.
and they kind of, they stop what they're doing and gives us a chance to break it up and that kind of thing.
Right.
Um, and that works also when you have somebody advancing. I got the natural bullhorn that says back up,
Right.
and I have to get to that point, and it makes them stop and think for a second about, oh, dang, this guy's, I don't know, because I'm not a fighter. I mean, I know how to fight, but that's
Right.
not me. I don't want to hit people. I don't want to get hit. Thank you very much.
Right.
I don't like pain. I never played football in high school. They begged me to, and I was like, nah, because you have to with so much pain involved. I'd rather play goalie at soccer, and that's about all the pain I need to deal with.
Right.
Um, but I want to talk a little bit more about. Tell me some of the fun protection jobs you've had.
Some of the most blessed or the most prestigious honors that I've had. I've had P Diddy's family 9/11 memorial commemoration ceremony with Mike Bloomberg, Bill De Blasio, the head of the United States Army. The list goes on and on of high ranked people there. The New Jersey governor. Obviously, with what that day meant to us, and
Yeah,
with just
yeah.
what that that location means to us now, with the memories and what it holds, and just that you can't put. There's no words that I could ever describe what that feeling was like, and just it's one of them things. You can't. There's no adjective powerful enough to describe that moment,
hmm
and just how meticulous and how militant, and the covering every ingress and egress with that ceremony. There's never been another detail that has been that protected. And I've done Super Bowls, I've done New York Fashion Week, I've done music tours. I've had some of the most high risk and high profile clients in the world. Top attorneys, real leaders. The list goes on and on. from young to old, everybody in between. I've truly been honored, MTV, Jersey Shore cast members. Um, so it's been a blessing, and I'm still very young. I have a decade in the security field, but still very young. So I feel in my heart and my mind that I haven't even reached my prime. So you
Right.
know just want to continue to grow every day. And most importantly, in security, I believe, like look at Starbucks, for instance. A franchise like that is so successful, that is so known all over the world. They are successful because they have service first and coffee second. When you go into a Starbucks, they're, good morning, it's my pleasure. They're similar to the Chick-fil-A, the ultimate customer service experience, where they
That is
treat
the
you.
ultimate. Yeah.
Absolutely. And, that's why those brands and those businesses and companies are so successful, because they understand that in life, it's all about people, and it truly matters how you treat them. They won't teach you that at Harvard or any fancy university, but the real revolves around that. And you can sell any product, any service, if you have people skills.
I totally, you and I are speaking the same language, my friend. And the thing I think that I love when I'm looking through your pictures and seeing all your different stuff, when I was sitting there creeping on your Facebook page, I was checking out the photos, and you know what, man? This is one of the things that I enjoy so much looking at. And I used to be a coach. I coached soccer and coached some other sports, and I used to tell, especially my boys, listen, guys, when we go to take our picture, we're smiling.
Right.
Let's smile because we're happy to be here and we're happy to do what we're doing. That whole tough crap gets old.
Right.
Even though I think that's definitely, a certain demeanor people have, a smile is so disarming. When I used to work, I worked at a club down in Springfield here, and I was the VJ, the video jock up in it was an old movie theater, and I'm up there doing my music and playing the music and everything, and our owner comes in and he looks down, and we had the head door guy was this behemoth dude, and he's down there wailing on somebody, and he's like, my boss is like, oh my God, I'm gonna get sued. I got to get rid of that guy. But he was afraid of him too. That guy worked on intimidation. And I said, well, if you fire it, I said, you need to fire him. He said, yeah, well, who am I going to get to take his place? I said, I'll do it. He's like, really? I said, yeah. So I did. That's how I transitioned into that. And that's probably not the first job I ever worked in protection or safety. But I started doing that, and we changed our entire outlook. And I'm telling you, this is long before Roadhouse, but it was very Roadhouse-esque. I told people, be nice to people, respect people, give them a smile, say hi, greet them when they come in the door. You're a doorman. They already know they better not F with you. You know what I mean? Excuse my letters. But they already know they're not supposed to mess with you. So disarm them by being nice. And I remember them watching Roadhouse, and I'm like going, look, he just said it. But be nice, and that's what it's all about. It's just about being nice to people, being respectful to people, and the rest can be so much easier if you just do those things, And I had people. He froze up a little bit. I've had people, and I expect that you must do this too. When I see someone getting irritated, I send up a little communication. Lord, let me deal with this person,
Right.
And it's quick. I mean, I've had guys get in my face, and I back off. I never get close enough unless I have to put hands on somebody. I never get close enough that they can hurt me, that without me seeing, because things can come at you. You can be paying attention close, and there's still someone can come with a right hook or something like that you didn't expect that he was going to throw. Luckily, I don't get in fights. I've had to restrain people and throw them out and that kind of stuff. But and then when they do something, like I had a guy hit me one time, and I just looked at him. And he was like, "Uh-oh, maybe he shouldn't have hit that guy." I mean, it just, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess he could have hit me somewhere else and knocked me out. Who knows? That's why I don't like to get too close to people. But you just have to have a love for people, and when you have a love for everyone, even the ones who are jerks, and are just trying to do something. I don't know what it is that people get in their brains about, especially like stalkers and people like that. It just always has been one of those things that is just beyond my comprehension as to why they want to do that to somebody. And we're getting a lot of feedback. Is that me or is that you? Must be me. Nope, it's you. Okay.
Yeah,
Huh?
I hear it too. It sounds like crackling.
Yeah, it's a crackling. It's on your end. I just muted you and it went away. Yeah. See. That's okay. Whatever. Something in the phone. Are you are you working right now? Are you on location somewhere working? Uh-oh. He froze up. Trying to move around. Well, ladies and gentlemen, when we get Bubba back, he's froze up, and so he needs to drop out and come back in if he can hear me, and that'll probably cure up what our problem is. But I wanted to tell you about this thing that he's doing. This is pretty cool here. Yeah, he popped out and he'll come back in. Bubba Almany presents Celebrity Basketball Game fundraiser for the summer of 2021. I hope everything goes off okay. I'm guessing they could probably still have the game, even if they had to do it virtually this summer. But I'm hoping we'll get all these vaccines and everything else will be get us to a place where we're a little bit safer than we were. Let me see here. Glenn Webster, how are you, sir? I'm glad you joined us. It's not afternoon here. It's still morning. Afternoon in the UK, I'm sure. Yeah. Uh-oh. No. I don't want to do that. Not yet. Okay. Anyway, so hopefully we can get him to jump back in. But this is this is Bubba, and some of the proceeds are going to bullying awareness, as we talked about already. It'll be in the Ocean City, Maryland area. The venue and dates to be announced. But that's cool that it's going to be kind of somewhat near us in Fairfax area, Virginia. So we can probably make the drive. I'd love to show up and do that. That'd be fun to be part of that and help promote that, as a matter of fact. So there's what's coming up for them. The celebrity basketball game. Got one of the guys from the Harlem Globetrotters that's going to be involved. Here he is back. All right.
I think that's a lot better now. I don't hear it now.
I hear it's like it's there on the edge, but it's okay. It's all good. We were just talking about this thing here, Bubba.
Yes.
Tell me about this, buddy.
So that will be a celebrity charity basketball event that I'll be doing this summer, August 28th, 2021, in Worcester County, Maryland, in Snow Hill at the Worcester County Recreation Center. And what it will be is raising awareness for cancer and bullying, and of course, with our organization, Bodyguards Against Bullying. And then, unfortunately, so many people are impacted by bullying and cancer. Unfortunately, those are just two things that, they really need addressed. They really need, we need to find a cure for cancer. We need to, treat bullying, the bullies, the victims, everybody. We have to assess the full situation, because if we just treat a victim, we still have the bully on the loose creating havoc. So we have to, really understand that, and just we want to, bring our awareness to those causes. And we have Kendra Luss coming, David Meltzer, one of the most successful business people in the world, Jacoby Jones, Super Bowl champion of the Baltimore Ravens, Harlem Globetrotters, Redskins players, Ravens players. The list goes really on and on.
Cool.
Artists to everything in between. And Again, for great calls and, not too far from Ocean City, Maryland, where I grew up. So just a great way to get back to the community and do so for a great cause.
Well, Bubba, you are a man of means, and I think that's awesome that you're doing what you're doing for bullying. I think what's happening is it's called a little bit of feedback from hearing my voice and your microphone is hearing my voice, but that's okay because we got to wrap it up, man. We've already gone through 30 minutes and we're done. So I wanted to say thank you so much, Bubba, for being on the show. We're definitely going to have you back on. We can talk more about bodyguard stuff. We can talk more about the whole bullying issue and how we can, as just regular citizens and Americans and people of the world who need to just step up and be, women and men of God and taking advantage of where we are and who our authority is and making life a better place for everybody. So I appreciate you leading the way, my friend.
Yes, sir. And thank you so much for having me on. And I wish you nothing
great
but
pleasure
great
meeting you.
Thank you so much.
Great pleasure meeting you, my friend. All right. Take care. Thanks a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, it was Bubba Almany, and I'm so excited. I was very excited to have him on because I've seen him, respond and make comments. Let me see if he's even. Well, thank you, Kent Villavicencio. How about that? Matthew Height, and of course, Tora Arsala. Thank you guys for tuning in and chiming in. Glenn Webster from all the way from Great Britain across the pond there is watching. Very interesting subject. And, it's a subject that's worldwide, my friends and ladies and gentlemen. Bullying is a worldwide thing. Let's wrap this up and say goodnight. Thank you very much and have a great morning. Don't forget to tune in on morejoyradio.com to our little radio show we do from 11 to 2 o'clock. I'm hoping my good friend Susan Woodward is going to join me. So thank you for watching.